Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. And I think I'm going along the same path as I did before. I think this was where I went last week. I'm not even sure at this point. But oh well. So, in terms of this week, there are a few things that have happened, actually. For one, there's been a lot of script writing that's been going on in the background, so I mean, potentially projects for much later down the line are being planned and written right now. So that's always fun. Except for the fact that it's been really eating into me at the same time as editing the Pixelmon stuff. So yeah, so I'm not at some, what I was going to say. Yeah, see, I was going to say I'm not at full capacity, I think. But yeah, even then, if I knew for certain I would be at full capacity, wouldn't I? Anyway, point is that in between that, also the Mutant Girl has been is being edited on, and I've got about 2 minutes of footage left. The audio has been mastered for the first time since episode 7, actually. Well, since episode 6. It's been a while since DJ Savix, who's now called EMC Mason, has been involved. It's always nice when people change their names on you. I can't go back and change them in the credits, but oh well. Sometimes, I guess, with your online name, not many people pick an identity and stick with it for 6 whole years, so there you go. So, in other news, it was Mimi's birthday recently. I mean, I can say that much because she posted a video on her birthday herself, so it's not like it's a well-kept secret or anything. So yeah, actually the day before I actually bought a Minecraft, so now we've actually been working on a series in the background, which we're thinking of calling Mimicraft, actually. Which again, should be out sometime soon. Just because, you know, Mimi's been really enthusiastic to play Minecraft, and has been begging us to actually teach her how to do mods. So potentially, Mimi could be in Season 2 of Pixelmon Generations Adventure, which will have a Season 2, by the way. But I also found out today that from my conversation with BB Butter, that they're doing an update on the map. So I guess some of the aspects, like there was a temple we found in one of the episodes that wasn't complete and didn't have anything to go with it, that I think might be getting an update, we suspect. I also have yet to join the server, actually, but people will see this from me joining the server afterwards. Hello to everyone there. And yeah, apparently we have some more influence than we thought in terms of that particular map, because not many people use it for YouTube. So that's good. I'm going to cross the road here. And I can hear there's nothing behind me, so don't worry about me not looking. That's the thing, I keep getting told that it's not obvious that I'm looking around in places. People keep thinking I'm going, oh no, I'm not just looking at the camera. I'm really not. If anything, I'm always like looking slightly above it or ahead or anything. Because honestly, if you look directly at the camera, it does sometimes feel a bit daunting. That's one of the things that I learned when I did a mini screen acting workshop at Lipper last year, right before they opened their screen acting course, which you would think that they would do a bit more of to get people reeled in, rather than have one class at the very end of the foundation course that has you predicting to go and do their screen acting. But there you go. It was a demo of the course itself is in demo form, so I think that's why. And I know that some people who did that writing workshop were actually in the screen acting course right now. I can't remember who exactly, but I know that there's some people. So yeah. What else in between that? I went on a bit of a tangent there. So speaking of my conversation with BB, that actually he was talking about the fact that he sees that he sees that my channel subs and viewership actually kind of have a domino effect. So like it goes dormant for a while, then somebody sparks up and joins, and then they start telling everyone else, and then I get a boost from it, whether it's a viewership one or a sub one or both. Which actually, I guess, kind of makes sense. I was just mulling over that actually, and thinking about all the times that I've gotten a significant spike in the past, or more so than whatever previous incarnation I had. And yeah, even on the small scale early days, it kind of makes sense when I think back to them. Like the Mario 63 and Pixelmon ones, where the viewership picked up quite a bit while both those series were going along, the 2015 editions. Then there was the revision parodies, which got traction from people at my school, and then afterwards, I guess there's some people. By the way, there's ahead of me that have stopped. So I'm debating whether to actually go one way or the other. And there you go. See, I can see ahead of me. Right. Right, where was I? Ah, yes. Then, of course, obviously the Aphmau one, which was mostly from one video, then just had a domino effect to the other videos, actually. And to an extent, that one kind of actually keeps coming back, because I look at my analytics, and one of the most viewed videos that I have recently is the Zane parody I did in December. And I did work on another Aphmau parody. It was written and recorded, but the thing is that it was sung by Baby Satan, so actually I don't have the audio yet because she has not sent it to me. And apparently it didn't sound good. As far as I'm aware, Baby Satan isn't actually the most adept at recording herself. We went through several different ways that she could have done it, but yeah, I guess it's more difficult to start off than I anticipated. Even though I just basically, when I started, it was just me talking into my computer. Might not be the best mic quality or visual quality, considering I was using EasyVid, but it's something. And honestly, something is what you need. If anyone wants to start a YouTube channel, something. And yeah, we also went over the fact that I basically don't really stick to one thing. Like, I know in particular that having a consistent branding is one of the most important parts of being a YouTuber. But the reason I haven't done that up until this point is because, for the same reason that I struggled to choose my A-levels when I went to Godalming College, was because I just didn't know how to boil down my interests. And on YouTube I still don't. Because of course it's a passion project more than anything, which it should be. But the thing is that with so many different things on YouTube, and so many different inspirations to take from, the only other solution would be to create several channels to actually accommodate for all of them, which I did consider in the past. But the thing is, that means I'd have to manage all of them. And managing this one channel is hard enough, especially with all the people constantly demanding things from me. Like, that's a thing that I really should address, actually, is the fact that a lot of people, even though I don't have a massive fan base or anything, a lot of people, especially the ones close to me, do actually ask a lot from me all the time. Like, during the Pixelmon filming, it was pretty much, oh yeah, every day I'm bored, let's do Pixelmon. And then let's spend several hours, even after the thing is loaded. Not only that, but then it was too late to actually say anything really loudly, and the family were asleep and everything, so I was disturbing people at the same time. And then also there is, let's do this other script. Let's help with this idea that you've been having. That's you think, what is everything about this that you haven't quite phrased even for yourself. And then also, how is your editing going? When is that going to be done? Which, by the way, is one of the things that I hate the most from people saying, is when is something going to be done? It's one of the things that I constantly complained about whenever I had homework assignments and I was being micromanaged by either one or two parents in terms of when is everything going to be done. I can sort of see why it would be needed then, but I mean, for YouTube, that's a whole other story. Like, I'm not going to mention any names because these are my friends I'm talking about, so I'm not complaining. Their enthusiasm is very much well received, but sometimes. Oh, and there's also other people that I've done like one-off things for that I never actually got around to filming either. Well, to editing and producing. Like I had a collaboration with Twoli based on one of her gotchas for Gotcha Review. That's another thing. Gotcha Review takes a long time to make, and if I have other stuff going on, it means that I can't really produce any of them. Like Taming the Bad Boy is now in its second season, and I haven't uploaded all the reviews of season 1, which were done before that was actually made. And so, yeah. Honestly, with the voice acting stuff, I don't really mind too much. It's something that I signed up to do, and it doesn't take usually too long to actually do. The only problem is when I actually have to, when it's late at night and I can't do anything, but people are understanding about that, so there's that also. So yeah, and believe it or not, despite all of this, there's some people who still think that I'm not doing enough during this pandemic. That I basically should go and get a summer job or something. No, it's not summer, but you know what I mean. And I don't know, help some other people, like for example, read stories. There's stories on a website for the elderly. It's like, oh yeah, they're the ones who need the most help. Then suddenly I hear another conversation where it turns out there's my age group that's apparently are suffering the most because of nothing to do. So people can't even make their minds up. That's another thing. There's a lot of people coming. I'm gonna loop round here. Like you can't see what I'm talking about. So yeah, back to Gotcha Review. There are some other things like I did a review of a mini movie that ended up being an hour and 20 minutes long, which I was working on up until Pixelmon. And the reason is I wanted to do Pixelmon, so I'll take the blame for that one. I wanted to do the Pixelmon series and do Pixel Month and do an episode every day of the month, because it seemed like something that was a good idea at the time, and I still think it is. You know, it might not be the biggest viewership spike, but it's not like Pokemon Generation Zero that ended up having a negative feedback loop associated with it. And also it's helped me with consistency of thumbnails and actually getting me to be a bit more confident about graphic design in terms of YouTube thumbnails. As for everything else that I might make thumbnails for, that's another story. But oh well. I still think the last Mutant Co. one came out fine. Sorry about that. I reached the max recording time on here, because actually I still had some stuff that I made for the 500 subscribe special that haven't been out, which is something that I wanted to work on, the 500 subscriber special. Ironically enough, given the theme of the special itself is it's about the over-demand, well not over-demand, but also how much I'm doing and how it's oh actually no, I'm not even going to spoil that. I'm not going to spoil the whole nature of the special. But yeah, it's something that even I think I might have to simplify. So who really knows at this point? It's like I've been, the reason I mention all this now is because it's become very clear that I've been in a very short fuse and bad mood for the past 2 days. and with the exception of when I'm talking to people on Discord, it comes out. So, like for example, I had I had my mum saying today that if she says anything to me that I get grumpy. Well, here's kind of why, I guess. Like everything I've been trying to do, and the fact is that and how seemingly oblivious the people that I live with actually are. I was oblivious to them at first because of the issue with them trying to get to sleep and me having to do late nights and everything. But that's the thing. I set out to do when this whole pandemic lockdown started was I wanted to make the most of this bad situation to actually propel myself forward. Because, you know, even though the things that I want to get into are you know, acting and writing and directing, producing, all that kind of stuff in so many different forms, YouTube kind of encompasses all of that. And even when I've been trying to publish a book recently, the company itself has said to me that they actually sometimes watch my YouTube videos, and they thought that it might be a good idea to promote stuff on here. When they said that I had like 300 subs, so I was surprised that they thought so. But I guess considering the fact that I went from around 400 to over 600 in the span of a couple of months, basically kind of cements the fact that even the dedicating this much time to YouTube is something that is actually something that's worthwhile, almost. At least it's worthwhile to me. So that's why I've been doing everything. But if it's getting to the point where it's affecting my mood for more than a day, then that's not good. So that's why I bring all of this up right now. It's because it's something that I'm going to need to address in some form or another. So, and if you're one of the people that I mentioned in this, I don't blame you for anything, because I've only up until this point I've only given people half the story of what's going on. Like with my family and stuff, I just say, oh yeah, well, such and such YouTube and such this, such and such the other, Discord, blah de blah, and they won't understand that. And for the people on Discord and on YouTube, they won't know about. You're welcome. They won't know about the family situation. The people are passing by. That's why she said thanks. There's a lot of them actually. There seem to be even more. Yep. Just waiting over here. So, like I said, the people on YouTube and Discord, particularly the ones on American time zone, don't know about everything else that's happening, and because, you know, there's so many creative minds all in one place, it just cements itself, and it just materializes in so many other ways that up until now I haven't really had the opportunity to actually do because of studies and everything. Which is another thing, studies. I'm not even going to go into detail about that because I know people are going to ask me about that and I don't want people to talk about it. But yeah, that's something else that's happened, is obviously having studies to do and things, and university assignments, which I have been doing, and honestly that's one of the less stress-inducing things that I never thought I would say, actually, is that the university stuff was less stressful, but maybe just because I'm just doing it on my own. Like, that's something that always annoyed me about well, not always, that's something that annoyed me about homework and assignments and everything before, was the fact that it was micromanaged, my grades were monitored and everything. Like, because I guess since going to university, it's almost been, it's like that's for me, because obviously university is an optional piece of study. I mean, technically sixth form college also is around here, but that's more so the norm, actually. I mean, university is the norm as well, but obviously with the rise of tuition fees and everything, it's different now. But yeah, it's something that I do for me, and if anything, it's something that I do to further myself and perfect the craft of everything. Like in particular, I've gotten a lot better at show don't tell, because now I've gone over the differences between showing and telling in creative writing classes, for example. I feel like I've gotten a lot more confident at voices just from directing people with Enceladus, and also, I don't know, just trying out other things, and maybe even bits of spontaneous theatre. It's something that's good. It's something that's good that I do, but it's something that I don't like reporting on, because either it's going to be something that people are going to question further, or it's going to be devalued somehow in my mind. That's why I don't mention anything. And that's probably why I stay silent about a lot of things, actually. And why I don't communicate that as much as I should with the people that I should. So yeah, another reason why I make this video right now. You know what? Final piece of good news. Enough about me. Final piece of good news. Spartan Gaming has shown signs of life. Yes, he is apparently fine. Oddly enough, speaking of assignments and stuff, there was some issues there. I only say this here because, you know, he didn't really report this to us, brought this form, but now I know why, because he still has his electronics taken away from him, and that's an issue that he had, that he has. So he's now able to talk to me through email or on the phone, and he has my number. I don't have his new number, because the number I have on my mobile is his mobile, which is gone. So I guess that's why I haven't heard of him on there either. But so now at least there's some open form of contact, which is good. That's a huge sigh of relief for a lot of people, and I'm sure that he will be over the moon when he realizes how many people have been asking about him, and also pestering me, but, you know, mostly asking about him just because they were concerned. Like, there was nothing more to it. I mean, they didn't want anything from him. They just wanted something for him, which is safety, which is exactly what I wanted, and now I know that he has. So everything has turned out fine there, and honestly, that when I found that out yesterday, that was a huge positive note in an otherwise rather negative scenario. So, on that happier note, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And I say that more so than ever because I've just berated people for demanding stuff from me. But no, seriously, your opinion does still matter. And I do still want to take suggestions and things into hand, because ultimately, while I'm also making content for me, I'm making content for you as well. All the lords and ladies out there. That's ultimately what this is all about. So, once again, your opinion matters. And on that note, until next time, farewell.